I'm here today with another interesting topic to learn, a full list of words that end in less. This is actually a practical list of adjectives that you can use to define the characteristics of a thing or person. All the words are presented together with their definition and one example sentence. Let's begin. Actionless. Meaning: lacking action, particularly with respect to entertainment. Dull. Boring. Example: the concert was so actionless and boring. Affectionless. Without affection. Unfeeling. Emotionless. Psychology: incapable of empathy. He was an affectionless father. Affectless. Characterized by a lack of emotion or desire. He speaks in a flat, affectless voice. Ageless. First meaning: never looking old or appearing to grow old. Example: the ageless singer looked flawless. Second meaning: lasting for a long time or forever. The ageless argument about whether human beings possess free will is still going on. Aidless. First meaning: without help, unassisted. He left her aidless under the snow. Second meaning: giving no help, useless. She was aidless in the party. Aimless. A person or activity that is aimless has no clear purpose or plan. After several hours of aimless searching, they were getting low on fuel. Airless. If a place is airless, there is no fresh air in it. The afternoon was hot, sticky, and airless. Ambitionless. Having little desire for success or achievement. He was very ambitionless to go to college. Answerless. Not having or offering an answer. It was an answerless answer, bereft of content. Armless. Lacking an arm or arms. The Venus de Milo is an armless statue. Artless. First meaning: without effort or pretentiousness, natural and simple. It is an artless literary masterpiece. Second meaning: without skill or delicacy. Her prose was awkward and artless. Ashless. Containing no ash. Ashless filter papers are used in laboratories. Assetless. Having no assets or property that can be used to pay off debts. The Commission successfully objected to attempts to discharge claims of creditors and sell the remaining assetless public corporate shell. Authorless. Having no author. Anonymous. The results of these scholarly articles are presented as compressed and authorless information. Aweless. Without fear. Fearless. Unafraid. He is an aweless hero of the present time. Backboneless. First meaning: without a backbone. Invertebrate. Sea cucumber is a backboneless animal. Second meaning: figurative, cowardly. We have no good informal word for the great display of backboneless life. Backless. A backless dress or top leaves most of a woman's back uncovered down to her waist. She was wearing a black backless dress in the party. Bagless. Not containing a bag. This vacuum cleaner is bagless and easy to clean. Barless. Without a bar or bars. At the time, it was the zoo's most impressive and costly ever exhibit, designed to be moated and barless. Baseless. Not true and not based on facts. The charges against her are baseless.
Bathless. Without a bath. We stayed in a bathless accommodation. Beginningless. Without a beginning. The soul has been associated with karma in this way throughout an eternity of beginningless time. Beingless. Having no being. Not existing. To be meaningless is to be beingless. Directionless. Not knowing what to do or what you want to do. He was directionless and confused after being let go from his position. Disguiseless. The quality of being without disguise. The thief was disguiseless. Dividendless. Without dividends. I worked in a dividendless position. Doorless. Without a door. The house was roofless, windowless and doorless. Doubtless. Adverb. Without doubt. Certainly. He will doubtless try and persuade his colleagues to change their minds. Dreamless. Dreamless sleep is sleep in which you do not dream. I sank into a deep, dreamless sleep. Dustless. Without dust. Clean. Prisoners file down dustless hallways in formation, saluting their keepers as they pass. Echoless. Having or producing no echo. The hollow and echoless darkness was frightening me. Effectless. Having no effect or advantage. His effectless speech did not move anyone. Effortless. Seeming not to need any effort. He was an actor of effortless charm. Egoless. Having no ego, or not having an inflated view of one's self-importance. She was terribly humble, unassuming, shy, and egoless. Emotionless. Not showing any emotion. Unemotional. Her voice was flat and emotionless. Endless. First meaning. Being or seeming to be without end. He gave us an endless speech about the issue. Second meaning. Extremely numerous. There are endless iniquities in the world. Third meaning. Joined at the ends. They formed an endless chain of people around the lake. Errorless. Without error. The channel capacity, errorless transmission codes, and power estimation for near-far effects are also explored. Escapeless. Incapable of being escaped. Inescapable. The situation seemed to be escapeless, but I finally found a solution to the problem. Eventless. Without any event or incident worth noting. A largely eventless second half played in heavy rain produced few chances worthy of troubling the scoreboard operators. Exhaustless. Unable to be exhausted. Having an endless supply. Inexhaustible. We need exhaustless supply of fuel to travel to other planets far away from the Earth.
Faceless. First meaning. Of a person, remote and impersonal. Anonymous. The faceless bureaucrats who made the rules did not care about the poor. Second meaning. Of a building or place, characterless and dull. The spread of South London seemed faceless to me. Fadeless. Not fading. Dear teachers and classmates, for the fadeless memory, let's dance happily, let's sing as much as we like. Faithless. First meaning. Disloyal, especially to a spouse or partner. Her faithless lover ultimately left her alone. Second meaning. Without religious faith. They were ungodly and faithless. Fameless. Without fame, unknown. He lived as a fameless writer his whole life. Fanciless. Without fancy or imagination. Fanciless teachers are not successful in motivating students. Farthingless. Without money. A farthing was a small British coin which was worth a quarter of an old penny. The farthingless peasants were at a disadvantage at that time. Fathomless. Something that cannot be measured or understood because it gives the impression of being very deep, mysterious, or complicated. The space of the universe is fathomless. Fatigueless. Incapable of tiring. Not becoming tired. He was a fatigueless worker. Fatless. Fat-free. Having relatively few calories. I drink only fatless milk. Faultless. Something that does not have a single flaw. Perfect. It's surprising to learn that an actor is Welsh when she can speak with a faultless American accent. Favorless. Showing no favor. He is such a favorless man. He is never willing to help anyone. Fearless. Free from fear. Brave. She is a fearless women's rights activist. Featureless. Lacking distinctive attributes or aspects. We were in a featureless landscape of snow and ice. Feckless. Lacking initiative or strength of character. Irresponsible. Her feckless younger brother never actually prospered in his life. Feeless. Being without a fee. Requiring no fee. I participated as a teacher in feeless courses for working children. Feelingless. Having no feeling. Devoid of a normal capacity to feel. Their arms got tired, then heavy and achy, then dead and feelingless. Fenceless. Without a fence. Unfenced. The garden was fenceless, so we got in and picked some apples. Fetterless. Free from fetters or restraint. Oh, the heart is a free and a fetterless thing. Figureless. Lacking or devoid of a figure. Shapeless. He had a figureless hat on. Flameless. Having or producing no flame. Flameless fuels are what we need now.
Flavorless. Lacking taste or flavor or tang. I don't like the flavorless supermarket tomatoes. Flawless. Having no flaw or imperfection. Perfect. She made a flawless performance. Fleckless. Free from flecks. Perfect. The decor is elegant, the service is feckless, and the food is exquisite. Foodless. Being without food. Malnourished. Not being provided with adequate nourishment. The villagers were foodless and suffered from malnourishment. Footless. Having no support or basis. Unsubstantial. He had footless dreams of glory. Forceless. Lacking force. Feeble. Unforceful. He gave a forceless argument in the court. Formless. Without a clear or definite shape or structure. She only had a dark and formless idea of what she is going to do. Fortuneless. Lacking in good fortune. Unfortunate. The kid seemed to be fortuneless, having been born in that family. Foundationless. Unreasonable. Having no basis in reason or fact. A careful investigation proved that the charges were foundationless. Fretless. Without worries. You would live longer and happier if you would only be quiet and fretless. Frictionless. First meaning: not obstructed by or creating friction, smooth. A compass needs to have a lightweight magnet and a frictionless bearing. Second meaning: achieved with or involving little difficulty, effortless. I prefer a frictionless payment solution. Friendless. Having no friends. Alone. They have been left virtually friendless. Frockless. Without a dress or outfit. Angelina Jolie was left frockless for Sunday's Academy Awards after the gown she'd planned to wear was stolen. Frontless. Shameless. Unblushing. He was a frontless hustler and dealer in stolen goods. Fruitless. Not achieving anything at all. Useless. Talks have so far been fruitless. Futureless. Having no hopes or prospects for the future. Children born in villages far from cities are mostly futureless in Iran. Gainless. Providing no gain. Unprofitable. I hate passing a gainless life. Goalless. First meaning: denoting a game of soccer, rugby, etc., in which no goals are scored. The match finished goalless. Second meaning: lacking purpose or direction. Nothing excites me. I'm a goalless person right now. Genderless. Suitable to or for either sex. Not reflective of the experiences, prejudices, or orientations of one sex more than the other. Genderless language should be used in mass media. Glossless. Not shiny. The house decoration was glossless.
Greedless. Without greed. He is such a greedless and benevolent man. Griefless. Without grief. The rich man's funeral was griefless. Gritless. Lacking firmness and stability of character. He was trying to not look gritless. Groundless. Having no ground or foundation. All our fears were groundless. Grudgeless. Free of grudges or resentment. I'm trying to be grudgeless towards the ones that hurt me. Guideless. Having no guide. Lacking leadership or control. I feel guideless in this business. Guileless. Innocent, naive. He was a straightforward man with a guileless smile. Guiltless. Innocent. She is only a guiltless child. Gutless. Lacking courage or determination. I should have had the support of my team, but they are gutless. Handless, dialectal. Inexpert, clumsy, or awkward. Please stop being handless and try to do things right. Hapless. Unlucky. The victims of the war were hapless. Harmless. First meaning. Not able or likely to cause harm. The venom of most spiders is harmless to humans. Second meaning. Inoffensive. As an entertainer, he's pretty harmless. Heartless. Lacking feeling. Cruel. He is a heartless coach. Heedless. Showing a reckless lack of care or attention. Elaine, she shouted, heedless of attracting unwanted attention. Helpless. First meaning. Lacking protection or support. Defenseless. He was as helpless as a flock of shepherdless sheep. Second meaning. Marked by an inability to act or react. The crowd looked on in helpless horror. Third meaning. Not able to be controlled or restrained. The crowd looked on in helpless horror. We were drowned in helpless laughter. Homeless. Having no home or permanent place of residence. The government is building small houses for the homeless. Hopeless. Having no expectation of good or success. Despairing. I felt hopeless and alone. Humorless. Lacking a sense of humor. I faced a humorless man in the first meeting. Hurtless. Causing no pain or injury, harmless. Is this drug hurtless? Imageless. Characterized by absence of mental images. Imageless thoughts were passing through my mind.
Jobless. Unemployed. Thousands of jobless youngsters are protesting in the streets. Joyless. Not giving or feeling any pleasure or satisfaction. Grim. Dismal. She had to face the thought of a joyless future. Juiceless. First meaning. Not having sap and other vital juices. Dry. This orange is juiceless. Second meaning. Lacking interest or stimulation. Dull and lifeless. It is dull and juiceless as only book knowledge can be when it is unrelated to life. Kinless. Having no relatives. She was a kinless person in another country. Lawless. Not governed by or obedient to laws. Characterized by a lack of civic order. It was a lawless region where peace never really took hold. Lifeless. First meaning: dead or apparently dead. His lifeless body was taken from the river. Second meaning: devoid of living things. The lifeless landscapes of the moon are awesome. Limitless. Without end, limit, or boundary. Our resources are not limitless. Loveless. Having no feelings of love. I was trapped in a loveless marriage and there was no way out. Luckless. Having bad luck. Unfortunate. An osprey seized the luckless fish with its talons. Mannerless. Without good manners, ill-mannered, discourteous, impolite. His behavior toward the servant was so mannerless. Meaningless. First meaning: having no meaning or significance. The paragraph was a jumble of meaningless words. Second meaning: having no purpose or reason. They'd rather live by begging than get a meaningless job. Merciless. Showing no mercy. He was the victim of a merciless attack with a blunt instrument. Meritless. First meaning: worthless or undeserving. It's not an entirely meritless idea. Second meaning: of a case, claim, etc., lacking some or all of the legal or substantive elements required to have a prospect of success. We believe that the claims are meritless and will vigorously defend against them. Mindless. First meaning: acting or done without justification and with no concern for the consequences. Stupid. We are facing a generation of mindless vandals. Second meaning: not thinking of or concerned about. Careless of. Indifferent to. Mindless of the fact she was in her nightgown, she rushed to the door. Mirthless. Of a smile or laugh, lacking real amusement and typically expressing irony. Humorless. He gave a short, mirthless laugh. Moneyless. Not having money. Poor. I grew up in moneyless countryside. I had many difficulties in my childhood. Moonless. Without a moon or a visible moon. The dark moonless night in the desert felt creepy. Motionless. Not moving. Stationary. An eagle hung almost motionless close to the ground. Motiveless. Without a motive. It was an apparently motiveless murder. Motorless. First meaning: lacking a motor. Gliding, sometimes called soaring, is motorless flight. Second meaning: denoting an area where motor vehicles are not permitted. This is a motorless area. You cannot drive your car here.
Moveless. Immobile. Lacking movement, fixed. The still night with its moveless branches was so boring. Nameless. Having no name, or having a name that is not known. A nameless soldier had found his body near the lake. Needless. Completely unnecessary. Please stop this needless worrying about anything. Nevertheless. Adverb. Despite what has just been said or referred to. I knew a lot about the subject already, but her talk was interesting nevertheless. Noiseless. Silent. Above them an eagle circled in noiseless flight. Nonetheless. Adverb. Despite what has just been said or done. There are serious problems in our country. Nonetheless, we feel this is a good time to return. Odorless. Without a smell. Carbon monoxide is an odorless gas. Ownerless. Having no owner. Banks have become ownerless corporations, accountable to no one, powered solely by the self-interest of their senior managers. Painless. First meaning: not causing or suffering physical pain. He experienced a painless death. Second meaning: involving little effort or stress. Planes offer a painless way to travel. Passionless. Lacking strong emotion. Unemotional. Her voice is passionless and monotonous. Pathless. Lacking pathways. He began wandering in pathless places among higher rocks. Peerless. Unequaled. Unrivaled. She is definitely a peerless cartoonist in contemporary times. Penniless. Of a person, having no money. Very poor. She lived the first few years of her life abroad as a penniless young student. Peopleless. Without people. Uninhabited. During our trip, we also visited a peopleless island. Placeless. Lacking a fixed location. Indistinguishable from other such places in appearance or character. We were searching for this placeless parking complex. Pointless. First meaning: devoid of meaning, senseless. It was a pointless remark. Second meaning. Devoid of effectiveness, ineffective. He made pointless attempts to be funny. Powerless. First meaning. Devoid of strength or resources. Powerless victims were lying all over the place. Second meaning. Lacking the authority or capacity to act. She was powerless to help. Profitless. Without benefit or advantage. Pointless. They planned a long and profitless public commotion. Proofless. Lacking proof. Not supported by proof. All their allegations were proofless. Prospectless. Having no prospect. I felt like a prospectless nurse at the time of my internship.
Purposeless. First meaning. Done or made with no discernible point or purpose. The police is facing purposeless vandalism in recent years. Second meaning. Having no aim or plan. She spent his purposeless life as a waitress. Quenchless. Unable to be muted or overcome. Ravenous. They were experiencing a disgusting, quenchless joy. Reckless. Showing a lack of care about risks or danger, and acting without thinking about the results of your actions. These punks have a reckless disregard for the law. Regardless. First meaning. Despite the prevailing circumstances. They were determined to carry on their research regardless. Second meaning. Without regard or consideration for. The allowance is paid regardless of age or income. Respectless. Not having or not showing respect, careless. Disrespectful. His respectless behavior at the party made him a real killjoy. Restless. Unwilling or unable to stay still or to be quiet and calm because you are worried or bored. He's a restless type, he never stays in one country for long. Riskless. Carrying no risk. Safe. If you are a beginner investor, you can start by putting money in riskless investments. Rightless. With no rite or ceremony. His burial was rightless. Rootless. A rootless person does not have a home to return to. As a rootless traveler, he had no adherences or obligations. Rudderless. Of an organization, without anyone in control and therefore unable to take decisions. It is rather like a rudderless ship with the captain in the chart house wondering what to do next. Ruleless. Not restrained or regulated by law. The country seems like a ruleless land at the present time. ruthless. Having or showing no pity or compassion for others. She was such a ruthless manipulator. Sapless. First meaning: without sap, withered, dry. Camels eat these sapless plants. Second meaning: lacking vitality or spirit, bland. Many artists continued to churn out sapless, shallow works. Savorless. Lacking taste or flavor. This soup is really savorless. Scentless. Emitting or holding no odor. These flowers are almost scentless. Seamless. First meaning: of a fabric or surface, smooth and without seams or obvious joins. I love these seamless stockings, they're so comfortable. Second meaning: smooth and continuous, with no apparent gaps or spaces between one part and the next. The seamless integration of footage from different sources is apparent in this work. Selfless. Concerned more with the needs and wishes of others than with one's own. Unselfish. Her dedication of time and effort to help the homeless is an act of selfless devotion. Sensationless. Producing or responding to no sensation. Hard-hearted, numb. She became such a sensationless person after losing her child. Senseless. First meaning: of a person, unconscious. The attack left a policeman beaten senseless. Second meaning: lacking common sense, wildly foolish. It was as senseless as crossing Death Valley on foot. Shameless. Of a person or their conduct, characterized by or showing a lack of shame. Barefaced or brazen. We were all shocked by his shameless hypocrisy.
Shapeless. Especially of a garment, lacking a distinctive or attractive shape. She wore a shapeless frock and no makeup. Sleepless. First meaning: characterized by or experiencing lack of sleep. He spent another sleepless night in that motel. Second meaning: literary, continually active or moving. Watching the sleepless river gave me energy to continue. Sleeveless. Of a garment, having no sleeves. I chose a black sleeveless dress to wear for the funeral. Smokeless. Producing or emitting little or no smoke. Smokeless cars are becoming more and more common all around the world. Sorrowless. Being without sorrow. Free of grief or trouble. He looked sorrowless after the accident he had caused. Speechless. Unable to speak, especially as the temporary result of shock or strong emotion. We were speechless at his talent in singing. Spineless. Of a person, not having much determination and not willing to take risks. Gutless. He was, she concluded, a spineless individual. Spotless. Extremely clean. Her home is spotless. Stainless. First meaning. With no marks on it, or made of a substance that is not damaged by air or water and that does not change color. He is in the business of producing stainless work surfaces. Second meaning. Morally good, having done nothing that could be considered to be wrong. He was a man of stainless character. Stingless. Having no sting or stinger. People in Palau are already seeing and living in the effects of a warming world. Our coral reefs are bleaching and our prized stingless golden jellyfish are dying. Streamless. Without streams of water. There are wide, shallow valleys which are mostly streamless. Strengthless. Being weak or powerless, lacking strength. Her voice over the phone sounded strengthless. Tactless. Not careful about saying or doing something that could upset someone. It was tactless of you to invite his ex-girlfriend. Tameless. Not tamed or not capable of being tamed. These horses are tameless. Tearless. Not crying. Mary watched in tearless silence as the coffin was lowered. Thankless. First meaning. Of a job or task, difficult or unpleasant and not likely to be satisfying or to be appreciated by others. Being an umpire is a thankless job. Second meaning. Of a person, not expressing or feeling gratitude. Her thankless children are really maddening. Timeless. Not affected by the passage of time or changes in fashion. Antiques add to the timeless atmosphere of the dining room. Touchless. Relating to or denoting technology that is operated by means of gestures rather than by touching a control or interface. The house is activated by touchless radar sensors and voice control. Traceless. Having or leaving no trace. A traceless crime had been committed. Trustless. First meaning. Not worthy of trust, faithless, unreliable, false. He was trustless when money was involved. Second meaning. Distrustful, suspicious. He is always trustless towards his wife.
Truthless. Untruthful, deceitful. Truthless rumors about her past marriage was spread everywhere. Tuneless. Not pleasing to listen to, unmelodious. The sound of his tuneless whistling was irritating me. Useless. Not fulfilling or not expected to achieve the intended purpose or desired outcome. This is just a piece of useless knowledge. Valueless. Having no value. Worthless. They found cherished but valueless treasures in the cave. Visionless. First meaning, sightless, blind. His visionless eyes were still beautiful. Second meaning, lacking vision or inspiration. Although he was blind, he was never visionless in life. Voiceless. Not able to speak or express opinions. Millions of Americans feel voiceless and powerless to bring positive change to the political system. Voiceless. Not able to speak or express opinions. Millions of Americans feel voiceless and powerless to bring positive change to the political system. Weightless. Having little weight, lacking apparent gravitational pull. The new material that has been produced is almost weightless. Wheelless. Having no wheels or having no wheeled vehicles. He was dragging a wheelless stone boat filled with rocks with all his might. Witless. Stupid or showing no intelligence. In the book, Anna is forced to take care of her witless cousin. Wonderless. Having no wonder. The amusement park was wonderless to me. Workless. Having no paid work. Unemployed. The government is planning to help workless households reliant on welfare. Wrathless. Free from anger. He seems to be wrathless man. Zealless. Lacking zeal or enthusiasm. I felt zealous to go to college. Zestless. Lacking zest, passionless, unenthusiastic. As an artist he looks so zestless to me. Zoneless. Without designated, e.g. commercial, residential, etc., zones. Unzoned. The new commercial building is zoneless yet.